Welcome back, everybody. This is Rebecca with Red True Crime, and I'm your host for the Red True Crime Media Channel. Woo. Okay. In all seriousness, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe right away because, I talk about crime and all kinds of things involving crime. And every once in a while, you'll hear my soapbox stance on some things, on topics involving crime and whatnot. But, it's take it or leave it, whatever you want. And if you've been here before and you're back, welcome back. Thank you for supporting. And if you've not subscribed, what are you waiting for? You keep coming back. You keep watching what I'm doing. Just hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything and it gets the information out there for other people to basically do what they want with. So, okay. So let's get to this. Kada Scott. This has been a case that has completely taken over the news area waves across the country. 23-year-old beautiful woman who was cut down in the prime of her life. Not him. Sorry. Let's see. Put her back on there. No. Got this other guy I've got to talk about later, but there we go. Okay. So let's put her back on there. There she is. Okay, Kada Scott. So we all know the details of this case. Kada Scott, 23 years old, was working in a nursing home in Philadelphia, and then she just disappeared. The whys and what fors are slowly coming out as days go on. But what we don't really know a lot about is the guy that's being accused of her murder, and that is Keon King. And it's crazy all the charges he is facing right now. It's absolutely crazy, but we don't know a lot about him. He looks like a little smug little booger, but that is Keon King. Now this is where Kata's body was found. It was outside of the school, like in the woods. It was buried. And they're saying that he did this or that he at least killed her and possibly had people help him put her there. But that remains to be seen because no one else has really been arrested for anything yet. So, remove. So what don't we know about him? Because the information about him that has come out has been completely outside of like the things he's been charged with prior to this incident. Everything has just been rumor mill based. Someone say that his father is a retired detective and his mom's a person that works in the police station as a secretary. Now he does have a brother who went to UPenn and is a registered nurse, but he has more than one sibling. I can say, and they say one of his brothers actually worked with Kate at the nursing home. I don't know how true that is, but these are all things that they have talked about. But the charges for him keep growing and growing and growing. It is unbelievable how much, um, they keep adding. It's like every day. It's like I almost don't wanna talk about this because, they just keep adding stuff. It's absolutely crazy. Let's see. Here we go. Like right here, I don't know if you can see this, you know, um, like I said, they keep adding things. Like he's got a controlled substance charge, first offense impairability, um marijuana charge, use of possession of drug paraphernalia, careless driving, excessive speed, turning movements and required signals, following too closely. So I mean, he's just a bad driver. That's what, and he likes to smoke weed. Okay, but then you get down to the next part of it. Kidnapping for ransom, strangulation, applying pressure to throat or neck, terroristic threats, um, simple assault, recklessly endangering another person, harassment subject other to physical contact, criminal mischief. That's just that page right there. And then we have, let's see. Nope, we want to remove that one. Let me show you the next page. And this is like 3 pages long. And then we have this one. And you're going to think that, this is a repeat, but in the sense he's being charged with this with 2 different women. Um, evading arrest or detention on foot, That's another one. That's a separate charge. Fleeing or attempting to elude an officer. That's 2 right there, 2 eluding charges. Kidnapping for ransom, false imprisonment, criminal use of communication facility, stalking, recklessly endangering another person, tamper with fabricate physical evidence. And then we get down to the final stuff here: arson, danger or death or bodily injury, causing catastrophe, conspiracy. And we'll get the last one on here. And then receiving stolen property, recklessly endangering another person, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, tamper with or fabricate physical evidence. And then this is the last bit is what he's recently been charged with: murder, robbery to inflict serious bodily injury, firearms not to be carried without a license, possession of a firearm, carry firearms in public in Philadelphia, theft by unlawful taking, receiving stolen property, uh, murder, abuse of a corpse. I mean, are they gonna make any of this stuff stick? That's my question. Like I said, there's not, and I'm surprised by this, the news media really has not said a lot about his background other than these criminal charges. They don't say who his family is, where he grew up, none of that. Now, I did find out that his father is retired from UPS. So, I mean, if you retire from UPS, the man made decent money, but I'm not kidding about that. I know people who work for UPS, and it's killer money. So he did come from a home that at least seems like money was not an issue. And then we do know his one brother went to UPenn and got a degree in, nursing. And, they do have some means because initially, when he was arrested, they had a $20,000 bail, and they were able to post that in cash, no problem. So, I don't know. Like I said, we don't know a lot about Keon King himself other than, he really went for broke on these charges. Now, his family has hired one Shaka Johnson to represent him. That is this guy right here. Now, I'm hearing he is by far one of the best criminal defense attorneys in the state of Pennsylvania, if not probably in the US. So let's talk about him. Shaka Johnson is a prominent Philadelphia-based criminal defense attorney known for his aggressive courtroom style, extensive law enforcement background, and commitment to personalized client representation. So he founded his own law firm, and it emphasizes on defending clients in high stake cases while treating them with respect and empathy. So Johnson's unique perspective, stemming from his prior roles in policing and prosecution, allows him to anticipate prosecution strategies and build robust defenses. So he sounds like another Ben Crump kind of guy. So he's admitted to the Pennsylvania bar in April of 2009 and remains active and has no reported disciplinary history. So before entering private practice, he spent over a decade in law enforcement and prosecution. He was a Philadelphia police officer, and he did service on the SWAT team. He was a narcotics detective, um, and he was an assistant district attorney in the Philadelphia's DA's office. So, he knows all sides of this. Police investigation, prosecutorial investigation. He he's kind of a bad mofo here. So, notable cases he's handled, the Walter Wallace Jr. family representation that's still ongoing. This is a civil rights claims after Wallace's fatal police shooting during a mental health crisis. The Maurice Hill shooting in 2019. Um, there was a standoff, and he got called and was able to talk the guy out and surrender. Let's see, he represented security guard Michael Welton in a 2025 mass shooting case. Civil rights attorney for the Robert Jones family disputing police claims after an off-duty detective shooting. Let's see, and he does a lot of media commentary. So, let's see, and also he's an expert witness and provides forensic testimony on police tactics and investigations. So that's more about him. Now, why the well, actually, last part of this is Johnson's career reflects a shift from prosecution to defense driven by a mission for fair and equal representation. And, why he chose the King case, I have no idea. Now, Kada Scott's family has got a petition going asking him to step down. Now, I don't know why that is. Now, I did read online, some are saying he's a relative, either of the Scotts or of, Keon King. I don't know, and they said there's a conflict of interest, so I don't know how there's a conflict of interest if he's defending a relative, so I gotta believe he might be a relative of the Scott family, I don't know. But that seems to be some of the speculation going on there. And, he's got a beast. He's got a beast. I'm just curious about what defense he's gonna come up with because other than him saying, "Oh, he just didn't do it." That's the only thing I can think of is where he's gotta get the whole, "Yeah, my client is not guilty because he didn't do it, he wasn't there." But this text messages between Kada and Keon are all over the internet, so they knew each other. They did know each other. Whether or not he was the person calling and harassing her, that I don't know, but he did know her. That doesn't mean he gives the right to kill her, because that was the other thing that came out yesterday. The medical examiner reported that she was unalived by a gunshot to the head. That is how she was deceased, and that she was not alive long after he took her. Now, I don't know how they can actually pinpoint that to that point because her body was out there for, like, 10 days before they found her, so I'm not sure how they can be that exact that she was dead within 30 minutes of being grabbed, but that's what they're saying. So, yeah, so this is Shaka Johnson. He is the guy, the man of the hour, representing this guy. But again, these guys, usually these, defense attorneys are not in it for morals, they're in it for the money. So, we shall see how that progresses. But that is all we actually know. Now Krasner, the, defense attorney, he's catching a lot of hell for this because of the no bail situation that they had, and the technicality of the witness and the victim not showing up to court. That is why Keon King was out roaming the streets. So he's catching a lot of hell too. And we shall see where this all goes because a lot of people are wanting him to resign. And there's another big play of just voting him out. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. So let me get to another case. So I talked a little bit about this person the other day um, while I was infirmed. And I apologize for that because, oh my goodness, this flu is nothing to shake a stick at. Okay, so this gentleman right here is one Shane York. He was picked up in Davidson County for all kinds of things. Let's see. I've got his stuff up here too. Right there. That is what he has done. Shane Dalton York. And this is for Davidson County. Now he has almost the same exact charges for Iredell County. And it's real small right there. So what you see here is what he's got going on in Iredell County. Now, they did give him a bond, $2.5 million in Davidson and $500,000 in Iredell. So between the two, he's $3 million. And even if he does 10%, it's still $300,000. Now, I'm going to go back to what I said before about this mess. Um, Pedophiles and people accused of being pedophiles should not be granted bail. I'm sorry, they should not even be granted it. Their butts need to stand behind there, especially this guy here. Because they even say in the court documents that they fear he has resources and can flee. He was trafficking the same child because there was one of those charges was sex trafficking, and he was doing it with the same kid in Davidson County and Iredell County. This piece of garbage right here. Yep, piece of garbage. Don't like him at all. And, he's going to court in December, but the point is, why are we giving these guys bail? I don't believe anybody that has anything to do with any type of sexual, crime, whether it's with a child, whether it's with an adult, I don't care. These people are predators on a whole other level and are not willing to take the word no. So, I'm just gonna say that. They're not going to take the word no, and they're not gonna take it kindly. So, I think they should be locked up and kept there until their trial. That is what I feel. I think that is something we should stand our ground and, like, put that out there for the governor to sign into law because I'm sorry, this is ridiculous. Like I said, Keon King's in Pennsylvania. I can't say too much about that. But the same kind of nonsense laws has allowed him to walk out now he's killed someone. This guy could have killed someone. You know, this man here could have killed somebody, killed a child, or given the child to somebody for them to kill. Take your pick on that one. But he does not deserve to be out. He does not deserve bond at all. Now he goes to court and the jury finds him innocent, that's one thing entirely. But until that happens, he needs to stay behind bars. And just, oh, if he makes bond, he can't have any contact with anybody under the age of 18. Really? You think that's gonna a piece of paper is gonna keep him from, looking at somebody that's under the age of 18? I don't think so. Pieces of paper are not, wall protectors or whatever. They just don't do that. So let me just say that again, they just don't do that. So, like I said, this guy's got $3 million in bond he's gotta come up with, and he's right now in Davidson County being jailed. He's there. I guess Davidson County is gonna try him first, and then he'll go to Iredell. I don't know, but right now he's in Davidson County jail. So if you got any friends, have them go find him. No, I shouldn't say that. Never mind, take that back. But he is in Davidson County jail. So it's sad. It's sad. It was a 15-year-old girl, he's just passing around like it was nothing. Absolutely awful. And he's probably not the only one in this, you know? He's probably not the only one in this. I don't know. Like I said, usually when you have trafficking of this nature, they know people who know people. So I'm sure once they start investigating, a few more people are probably going to get arrested, as they should. So, but that's all I have for tonight. Between Keon King, Kada Scott, and this guy, Mister Shane Dalton or Shane York. So, like I said before, everybody have a good night. Be careful. Know who your kids are talking to, and never trust anybody around your children. Not even family, which is a sad thing to say. And as I always say, be weird, be rude, be safe. And I'll be back with more info as I get it. Good night, everybody. This is Rebecca with Red True Crime. I'm out. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff, and talk to you later. Bye.